Christmas to you. Ollie, thank you for that song. Thank you for worshiping Jesus in that way. How many of you have bells tonight? Ring your bell. You've been dying to do this, I know. Ring it loud. Let me hear all the bells. Good. Okay, stop. We've been going through our Advent series talking about the different points leading up to Jesus Christ in this Christmas season. We talked about prophecy and hope, the way, joy, peace, all of these finding their fulfillment in one person, one God. His name is Jesus Christ. And so we light this fifth candle in celebration that God has come to us, Christ incarnate. I'll talk about that in just a moment. How many of you know what this is? It's Play-Doh. Now, usually Play-Doh comes in one color, but my boys have had this for a while, and it's kind of everything mixed together. So it's a rainbow of colors of Play-Doh, but could you imagine? Just imagine with me if I had the power in my hands to shape and to mold this Play-Doh into a person. Not that. Thank you. Worked long and hard on this. Now imagine I had the ability to take this clump of Play-Doh and breathe my breath of life into it. He starts jumping around, the Play-Doh man. Now that's pretty amazing, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Okay. Now imagine this. If I had the power not just to breathe my life into it, but imagine that I myself could actually enter into the Play-Doh man and live my life through him. Could you imagine? What power, what glory, what amazement you would have if I had the ability to live my life as Play-Doh man. You have your bells, don't you? What I want you to do here, I'm going to sit Play-Doh man right here. And he's going to watch you and make sure that you're doing this. Every time you hear the name Jesus, I want you to ring that bell. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, Jesus. Where are the bells? Okay, we'll try it again. 1, 2, 3, Jesus. Oh, that's good. Ring them loud, okay? Okay, stop. Okay, this is where the parents come in. Okay? It's like a 5-second ring rule, okay? Then you cut them off. Christ incarnate. That word incarnate is a big word, but it's really quite simple to understand. How many of you love food? For most of you in here, okay? What is chili con carne? What is it? It's chili with meat in it. Chili con carne is meat. When we talk about Christ incarnate, we're talking about God with meat. God in the flesh. You never knew chili could be so theological. Now you can glorify God and eat chili at the same time. God with meat on. This is the last wonder of God that we want to look at in our series. And to really understand this great wonder, we need to understand what God was before that very first Christmas day. Okay, so if you have a Bible, you can turn in your Bible to the book of Hebrews. If not, you can just listen. The scriptures will be up on the screen. But here's the first thing that we want to notice out of Hebrews chapter 1, verse 10. Here's what it says. In the beginning, O Lord, you laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. Now, who said that? Look at under Hebrews 1:10. Who says this? God says this. Do you know who he's saying it about? Jesus. Yes. Now imagine this. Wrap your mind around this very amazing truth. God said about Jesus, in the beginning, O Lord, you laid the foundations. In the beginning, O Lord. That Jesus is the Creator. This was before, thank you for ringing your bell. Good. This was before Christmas. This was before the birth in Bethlehem. Jesus created. He created. The next thing we see, let's go up a couple verses to verse 8. This also is what God says. Your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. Who says this? Who's he talking about? Jesus? Oh, you guys are really behind. You're thinking about Christmas morning already, I know. God says this about Jesus. What does he call him? God. Your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. God talking to God about God. Jesus is also eternal. You ring your bell. Jesus is eternal. Before the very first Christmas, he was Creator, and he is eternal. Your throne is forever and ever. We go on, and this is what we find, is that Jesus, or Christ, good, thank you, became the Son. He became the Son. I'm going to get pretty deep really fast, so hang on. Okay? Hebrews chapter 1, verse 5 says this. God speaking about His Son. You are my Son. Today I have become your Father. These are the words that God spoke to Jesus when He was baptized. If you remember that, when the voice came down and said, you are my Son. Today I have become your Father. It's not just about in that very moment, but God was quoting from Psalm chapter 2, verse 7. You see, it's very interesting to note that before the Bethlehem birth, Christ is never called Son. You can look throughout the Old Testament, and you will notice that never is the second person of the Trinity called Son or called Jesus. It was only, thank you, it was only until that Bethlehem birth when God said, give him the name Jesus.